Okay. Is it me?
It is you.
It is me, Mario. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Do you know he doesn't actually say Mario? He says mi amor. Yep. Continue.
It's a me, amor. What?
Mm.
It's a me, amor. It's me, me, amor? It's me, my love? No, it's my love?
Doesn't say his name.
It's me, amor.
We'll Google it after.
Okay.
I promise.
That doesn't sound right. Okay, anyway. Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Behind the Aisle podcast, where we are just two wedding professionals sharing a no bullshit approach to what goes on behind the scenes in the industry. My name is Sarah, and I am a wedding photographer.
And my name is Katie, and I'm a wedding planner.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, friends. What are you doing? No. I'm going to do it again. What's wrong with me?
Keep it. That was so funny. We're just mentally deranged.
We're tired.
Yeah. Sarah's very, very stressed out because she's hosting this week.
Oh, I was like, why am I stressed?
Because you're hosting a lot of people at your house.
Yeah, I have a lot of errands I need to run. A lot
Before
of
she goes boot scooting.
Before I go boot scooting? Do you see my boots for scooting?
You should share with the community. Share with the fam. This is like a newer thing. You would like never talk about it.
Okay. Well, I go boot scooting. If you don't know what that is, I go line dancing. That is a newfound passion of mine that I do once or twice a week. I have heard from numerous friends that they would like to join my boot scooting. So I'm going to give you the information that you need for said boot scooting if you would like to join me. Okay? So write this down. Or you can also DM me on Facebook or whatever, or Instagram. So I go Mondays and or Wednesdays, but mostly Mondays because Wednesday's a little too crowded, to it's called Rise Rendezvous in Ashburn from 7 to 9, 7 to 10, something like that. Every Monday. It is a free thing that this group does during the week. They have stuff every single day except for Thursdays that you can go to, called Wild. We're into line dancing. Yeah, it's called Wild.
I love that.
Yeah. The acronym is We're into line dancing. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I get to throw on some cowboy boots and go live out my fantasies of being a country girl. And yeah, it's my favorite thing in the whole world. And we started doing it because we're going to Nashville in 3 weeks.
Disclaimer, when we say I'm not going. I don't participate.
We as in my family. We as in my family are going to Nashville for my sister-in-law's 21st birthday. So we started this whole thing to start line dancing so we could be prepared. However, I have now learned that there's not a whole lot of actual line dancing.
What?
Yeah, you have to go to like honky tonks for like, there's not actual like line dancing apparently on Broadway, which I'm going to find out for myself. Apparently there's some line dancing in the streets. I don't know like what kind of line dancing there's going to be, if I'm even going to know any of them based off of what I've learned, but I really, really enjoy it anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's my fun getaway every week for myself. But yeah, that's something that I do and I love it. I love it so much.
I don't have any hobbies. Just breathing.
She just tries to survive. Surviving is a hobby.
Yeah, literally. And I'm fine with that. That's fine. A+.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, speaking of hobbies and like getting the creative juices flowing, Sarah, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about one of my favorite things, but also the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
Styled shoots.
Cue in the dun dun dun.
Yeah, I think
music.
this is a good good time of year to start this conversation because I find that once like people have some off time, they want to like just jump into a styled shoot. Yeah. So the summer and then again like winter time, I feel like people like to tend like I'm doing great. I'm doing great, guys. People tend to want to do these creative things in their off time because they feel like they have time to do it.
instead of resting.
And recovering for what's coming up for you. So yeah, we're talking styled shoot etiquette today. I know we touched on this back on a What the Fuck Wednesday. Also please submit your What the Fuck Wednesday stories to us. We need them.
You bitches are being dry.
Yeah. If we don't have them, we don't get to do the podcasts. So just like throwing that out there.
And y'all keep saying that that's like your favorite episodes.
Yeah. But where are you?
For real.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm so sorry. Sorry, I had to think of the next line of what came after it.
Anywho, yes. So we touched on this a while ago on a What the Fuck Wednesday episode. We talked about some styled shoot issues we had, which then prompted this topic. So now we are talking about this topic. Do you want to kick us off on your views? So let's just explain to people what styled shoots are if you don't know what that is.
So a styled shoot is essentially we are putting together a fake wedding minus the crazy logistics and the guests. So think of all of the things that typically will go into a wedding, a little bit more of like a simplified, less chaotic version of such. So you'll have a couple, maybe if you really want to go like above and beyond, like for the styled shoot, you might have like a bridal party member or two. You'll typically have a ceremony set up, maybe definitely at least like one like tablescape, aka like a reception table. Might have it fun like cake table, dessert display. If you want to include drinks there, you can go as big or as small with a styled shoot as you want to, or as your budget will allow. But essentially a styled shoot is literally, it's a photo shoot that is styled. Also, disclaimer, not stylized. It's a styled, past tense, styled shoot, because you're just styling the actual shoot in and of itself, and you're making it like a wedding day theme. Even more specifically, maybe you have a really fun creative theme that you really want to put out there just to get the creative juices flowing. Maybe you want to use the styled shoot as a communicative means to put onto social media platforms of the capabilities that you can do, want to do. A lot of people use styled shoots to attract potential couples that maybe fit the vibe, or that your vibe fits their vibe, and whatever have you. In that way, shape, or form. So that's just essentially what a style shoot is.
Yeah. It's usually a way for people to get creative ideas out and into the world.
I'll be honest too. I use styled shoots as a means of, if someone has been in my inbox or has been asking me to like put them on my preferred vendors list, I actually will ask them, like, I'd rather us do a styled shoot first in whatever capacity that looks like, before I'm recommending you to couples.
Right. Yeah. And then sometimes you'll see them as ways to create things around pop culture references that are happening. A lot of times you'll see people do a styled shoot. I think that's more popular now than it used to be, but they'll do styled shoots around things that are currently happening in like the pop culture realm, based off of movies, TV shows, music, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is fake. Let's just throw that out there, you guys. Styled shoots are fake. They are not real. They are fake weddings, events, whatever it is you're trying to portray. It is not real. Therefore,
we do want to go through, like, there is certain etiquette though that when it comes to a styled shoot, because it is a fake wedding, but you essentially, whomever is planning said styled shoot, maybe it's just one person, maybe it's a group of people wanting to have people come together and create a really fun project. Either way, you are still asking for the relatively same group of people that would be providing goods and services on an actual wedding day for a quote unquote fake wedding day, like on top of it. So there is some etiquette that needs to be talked about, spoken about, just disclaimed in general, before you really start jumping into either participating or hosting your own styled shoot.
Yeah.
There's been several, I feel like, that I have been asked to be a part of that we have tried hosting/hosted, where those that we've partnered with, it's just been, shall I say, difficult.
Yeah.
Or just the etiquette is just not the same. It's
Yeah.
just not understood across the board.
Yeah. So I feel like we'll start with when you're creating a styled shoot, when the styled shoot happens, and then what to do with it afterwards.
Yes.
Okay.
Love that.
All right. We got a little structure here. So we've all come together. It's usually one or two people that have come together, decided that we really love this idea. We're going to create a styled shoot from it.
Yeah.
So what entails with that is a lot of planning, a lot of reaching out to other people to see if there's interest there, finding florists, models, hair makeup artists, cake decorators, rentals, wedding dress designers, suit companies, invitations, literally top to bottom, everything minus pretty much catering. A venue, even if you want to have catering there, like it really depends on how big you want to go with it.
I think our DJ friends are the only people that don't participate.
Yeah, DJs, live bands, that kind of thing are the only ones that really don't usually have interest in something like that nor need it. So when you sit down with whoever it is that you've decided that you're going to start this with, you start the planning process.
Yeah.
So with that comes a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh, it could, like, for me, if I'm starting the process of planning a style shoot, first and foremost, it's the design board. Creating some sort of like theme or a topic or of some sort. Usually partnering maybe like with a photographer, or if I don't have necessarily a photographer in mind, I'm just necessarily thinking about, okay, I love this theme that I want to communicate. And then I'm going to have to look for certain vendors that I feel like are going to be able to execute that. But the planning already is starting out straight out the gate. One, availability. When in the hell am I going to have time to not just execute? Like, let me find an empty weekday, which, by the way, weekdays are obviously better than weekends.
Yeah.
I'm planning style shoots, but when am I going to have time to execute it? But also, like, style shoot planning from a planner's perspective, or really anyone who is actually planning a style shoot, you still have to, it's like wedding planning.
Yeah.
Like, you still have, there's months leading up to it.
Yeah.
It's not like you just kind of create it and then within 2 weeks, I mean, I guess you could if you really want to do it that on a whim, but I think it's very rare. So it takes several weeks in advance in order for a style shoot to really come to fruition. So right out the gate, design board, and all the things that I want to include into that. The second thing that a lot of people don't, I feel like, really talk about, because it's a big ick for some people, is money, budget. There are some style shoots out there where some vendor partners are more than willing to give their goods and services for free, which is awesome. But there's also some that are going to require some compensation for their time, maybe just at cost, or maybe they only need accommodations taken care of, travel fees, whatever the case may be.
It's usually not time. It's usually physical product.
Yes.
That I think people run into an issue with on not budgeting appropriately for said physical product, and kind of expecting somebody to front that money and then getting upset when they realize like that's not the case, and that they're also responsible for paying for said physical product.
Yeah.
Usually it's invitation suites and flowers.
Yes.
That's usually what it is. And maybe if you do have a real cake, sometimes you are required to pay for portions of the cake.
Yes.
But yeah, I think flowers is like the biggest thing that people don't understand. Yes, there is time that goes into that, but flowers are really fucking expensive. And to ask a florist to provide flowers for a styled shoot, however big or small you want them to be, and then get upset when they ask for compensation, mostly at cost, for those flowers, I think you're missing the mark on like what the importance of that is
Yes.
for your wedding and or for your style shoot. And it's usually higher end florists that if you want to be associated with them and their name, you're going to have to pay for it.
Right. Yeah. I think it's across the board in general. Just budget accordingly.
There is costs that go into it.
100%. Yes.
You cannot do it all for free anymore.
No. And nor should you, I think, in my honest opinion, nor should you be, just because of where we're at in this economy of ours. Every little bit counts. And I don't know about you, but at least at the time of when we are recording this, I don't really see a whole lot of style shoots that are being produced anymore, just because the cost of everything is so astronomical now that people are just, if they're taking a look at all of the different categories and their areas of their budget, their marketing, they're putting their monies into marketing in other ways, shapes, or form, and they're not doing style shoots that much anymore. So planning out your design board, and then budgeting out accordingly. That's where you preliminarily will start the process. Also, you just have to figure out a date of when you're going to execute. Weekdays, babe, weekdays. Please don't think about like any kind of Friday, Saturday, Sundays to get a styled shoot on the calendar unless you're in the dead ass of winter.
Yeah.
But even then, most people, y'all know how it goes. We are hibernating. Post Thanksgiving, if you don't have any kind of like winter weddings at that point, we all going to sleep.
Yep.
Till February.
Yep.
And then we all wake up panicked because it's freaking engagement season and tax season at that point. So just be mindful of like when you are planning, just about the date and the time and whatnot. And then first and foremost, before you start really curating like your vendors, those that are really going to be on site and start putting the vision together, you've got to find a venue then that is going to partner with you. It's got the availability. And again, maybe they have like a rental fee. There's some venues that are out there that just won't give up their space for free. To each their own. You might find a spot that will give it to you for free, maybe within a certain amount of hours, which is totally fine. You just gotta rock with it. So, and then once you start having like a date of the styled shoot and where it's going to be, the vision, that's when you can go ahead and start taking the time to start curating the other vendors, such as your photographer, videographer, hair and makeup. I mean, y'all, styled shoot planning is just like wedding planning. It is literally just like wedding planning. Like straight out the gate, you're starting with your foundational people first, then you're hitting your design people all at the same time as well too.
Yeah. Etiquette wise, when reaching out to people for said styled shoot, you need to come in fully transparent on what you expect from those people.
Yeah.
You can't go in just asking willy-nilly, like, will you be involved with this? And they're like, sure, yeah, but what do you need from me? Like, you have to come out clear, concise, exact expectations on what you need from them. And then also, if there is a budget, what that budget is for those people. You can come out and say up front, I don't have a budget for this. We are trying to do this free for advertising purposes or whatever, then say that. And if they're willing to work with you based off of that information, then fine. But don't not tell them that at the very beginning and then get mad later on when they're now expecting compensation when you aren't prepared to compensate them after they've already purchased whatever they need, planned it, taken time out of their day, that kind of stuff. So just coming up out front with your expectations and what budget you might have for that, if there is one, when reaching out to these people for your style shoot.
Yeah. Setting that up is keys to success.
Yeah. Setting up expectations, I think, is pivotal in having a successful styled shoot. Then that way they show up with what they need to show up with and you all can have a successful
Did you mention like
shoot.
Goals of like what's the point of the style shoot?
True. Yeah. You should also be upfront with what your goal is. Is your goal just for website design or is your goal to be published? Is your goal to just have a partnered relationship and see how things go? You want to like make friends? What do you want to do with this?
Yeah.
I think that's also super important to set those expectations as well, because if you go into it saying like not telling people you want to get it published, and then they come in with non-publishable things.
Yeah.
And then you get mad because it's not what you expected it to be without setting that expectation up too.
Agreed.
Is on you. So if you decide to do a styled shoot, it is on you to make sure that everyone knows what's happening with the styled shoot and how you want it to go.
Yep.
Don't leave it up. Like if you are like, I plan styled shoots a lot. I'm a photographer. I'm not a planner, but I do plan them. And when I plan them, it's on me to make sure that what I want is communicated to everyone.
Yep.
If you are a cake decorator and you want to plan a styled shoot, it is on you. Unless you give that control up over to another planner, or you want to include a planner or whatever, it's on you who's creating the styled shoot to communicate what your plans are, your goals, your budget, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
For that styled shoot.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. Now, after we've reached out to everyone, we've set our goals, expectations, we've locked in our models, we've locked in our hair and makeup artists, we've locked in venue, dress, whatever we're going to do, if we're going to have food, if we're going to have flowers, all that. Now is the time that you have committed. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. When you have committed, you have committed to this project. I don't give a shit about what happens in your life 2 days before the style shoot. You've committed. Go ahead.
She's trying to keep it real together. Unless you are dead or dying, bitch, you better show the fuck up.
Honestly, we have planned this now for months in advance. We have discussed everything. We have set expectations. We have paid our budgets. We have know our goals.
Don't text me the night before about what location it's at. Don't ask me if I'm giving you gas money. Don't do that.
Don't flake, people. You have committed to a project that has been months in advance for planning and all of this stuff. Everything is set in stone. Everyone is relying on everyone else to make this work.
Yes.
We need you to follow through.
Can you imagine if you did that ish to like an app, like to a paying client on wedding day, that you just woke up one morning, you're like, nah,
Yeah.
I don't feel like going today. It's the same fucking etiquette. Mm-hmm. It might not be a quote unquote real wedding, but you still have other people's time, like products, services, literally effort that has gone into it in order for like the day to be executed. I just don't, the lack of commitment is befuddling.
Yeah.
To me.
I'm going to call this out because I think it needs to be addressed. If you are a model and you are asked to model for this styled shoot, you are what makes or breaks the styled shoot.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize this. Your presence is important because you are said bride and groom, groom and groom, bride and bride, whatever the couple may be.
Yes.
You are the ones portraying whatever the vision is. So if you are asked to model, yes, you are probably not getting compensated unless you are a paid model, which is very rare. You are not getting compensated. You are donating your time. You are getting free photos out of it. I get that the commitment seems a little broad and maybe not necessary. You know, I can probably flake on this and they probably don't need it, whatever. No, bitch. No. No, bitch. You are what makes or breaks the styled shoot. I don't know how many times I have to fucking tell people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't tell you how many styled shoots I've gone on that the model has flaked the morning of.
Yeah.
We don't have a groom. We don't have a bride. We just have one. We have the other. We don't have any. What the fuck is the problem?
I don't know. It's befuddling to me. I just don't understand it at all.
You have been chosen and committed.
Oh, I don't have our coffee cups.
Oh, we don't. You've been chosen. You've been chosen and you have committed to this project.
Yeah.
And now you are no longer available for whatever fucking reason.
This is like one of the reasons, actually, like the whole model situation is one of the reasons, if not the majority reason, as to why I don't do style shoots anymore, because it's them. It's always them. At the end of the day, they're always my problem children, like where they just don't want to show up for whatever reason. And again, it's all about setting up expectations up front. If I'm reaching out to you and maybe you're a friend of mine or a couple of mine, or you are a friend of a couple of ours, like, these are specific instances of what we've had, and you would like to be paid for being a part of a styled shoot, just say it. Yeah. It is really okay.
Then we can decide if we want to use you or not.
Correct. Because like the excuses that I have gotten is, again, about the gas money, about accommodations, about I can't take off work because I don't want to use my PTO for it. Then what I don't understand is all of those things that we've already tried to iron out way beforehand, weeks beforehand. Why aren't you speaking up then?
Yeah.
Instead of literally 24, 48 hours beforehand.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. I don't understand it.
Are you scared? Like, are you worried that you're going to piss somebody off? You're pissing me off more that you're ghosting me.
For real.
Or now you're not following through on your commitment. Like, that's pissing me off more than just being upfront and honest about what you need, what you want, what you're expecting, whatever the fuck it is. Just be honest about it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But now I'm mad that you have committed to this 3 months in advance, and all of a sudden all this shit's coming up the day before and you can't do it anymore.
My dog died. I have to take my friend to the airport. I couldn't get off of work. I
get the dog dying. That one was a little... I'd probably...
No, that's been an excuse that's been given to me, and that was a false one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's shitty. Just be honest, people. Be honest.
From the get-go. Just like, okay, look. Maybe week of. You got social anxiety. You're one of those people where you're like, this sounds great in 3 months. I would love to do it. I don't know. Sunday before... Like maybe it's like a Thursday. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I literally don't know. All of a sudden, you just start having a feeling of like, you know what? I'm just not vibing with it. I just don't want to do it anymore. Fine. If that's really how you're feeling, again, don't wait until literally the night before, 24, 48 hours beforehand. If you really want to come up with a fucking shitty excuse as to why you don't want to fulfill the commitment, at least try to do it days in advance. So then maybe I, as the host, Sarah as the host, we can scramble around in anxiety and in stress, being like, okay, let me see if I can try to find another model or model couple or whatever have you, like at least like beforehand.
Because when you back out, you are not just backing out of the shoot. You are wasting the hair and makeup artist's time, who has dedicated their time to come and do this with you. They have not taken clients specifically for that day so they can offer their time and do this for free. You have wasted the florist's time because now there's no shoot happening without you. There's no one to hold the bouquet. You've wasted our money, their money, everyone's money and time that they've made the bouquet. So much product. You've wasted the venue's time, my time, because now I don't have a person to photograph, Katie's time because she's planned all of this and now there's nothing in fruition.
Paid for the fucking rentals.
Yeah, paid
the linens,
for the rentals.
the china.
Yep,
the
all
glassware.
of the above. Everything that we all have planned for and paid for now is a waste of time and money because you couldn't let me know a week in advance, if not whatever, however much time you needed to let me know that you're no longer available. Now you're just going to ghost me.
Rude. Yeah. And you just look, okay, so at the end of the day, you also, okay, you look shitty. So the after effects of that is I've had a couple of people where they like wanted to get into the modeling like world, or maybe it was a friend of a recommendation, wherever you came from, you're a representative of somebody or someone, if not yourself.
Yep.
And now you're looking real dumb, real assholey. Okay.
Yep.
So if you are wanting to come back around or insert yourself into the industry or in any way, shape, or form, and you're probably looking for support at somewhere like down the line, you already pissed off a lot of people then that you just flaked on. So I wouldn't necessarily turn to the people that you just flaked on, because they're not going to help you.
And people talk.
The industry, though large, yet small.
Yes.
So small. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody. Someone's cousins, brothers, uncles, aunties, cousins.
Okay.
Housekeeper.
Okay.
I'm all wound up now. Look what you did. Just commit, okay?
Truly, that is the actual
follow through.
The reason why, if you didn't listen to that What the Fuck Wednesday episode, that's the reason why we created this
whole episode
is because the lack of commitment was astounding from certain parties that just flaked and then ghosted, and then we were left with like nothing and nothing to do. So
we still had a good time though.
We had a great time. It looked beautiful. It turned into a dental party.
Better.
But it would have been better, if there was actual couple, whatever. Okay, so biggest thing is if you've committed, stay committed, follow through. Biggest thing. Because it does mean a lot. There's a lot of people relying on you to commit and follow through. Now, are we good there? Is there anything else you want to address?
Now with the models, I mean, I think I've beaten that horse pretty darn good.
It's not just models. Models tend to be the ones that are the issue.
Sorry, yes.
But yeah, it's whoever you are, just whatever you've committed to doing, follow through.
Okay? Also, if you're going to commit, please commit with the product and services that you committed originally for. Mm-hmm. There's been a time where I've had product show up on a wedding day. A styled shoot day. It is not what we agreed upon.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I thought this would look nicer. Or I really would like this photographed. Like, I haven't done this yet. No, babe. This is not the time nor place.
Yep.
Absolutely not. This does not fit in with the theme, the design, any of this stuff.
Yep.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like a sub portion of like the commitment situation. Please commit to the design, to the execution, like to the whole theme of like this style shoot in and of itself. Don't.
Yeah. And if you can't.
Switch and beige me.
Yeah. Bait and switch.
Whatever.
If you can't create the product that you have committed to doing, because maybe you've tried and like you're not able to do it, don't just switch it up.
Oh yeah.
Have a conversation. Mm-hmm. Be open about like your experience.
Just say you're not. Yeah, you just don't feel confident that you're able to produce. Yeah. That's totally fine. 100%. Yeah, that's totally
and then
fine.
We can either be like, "What do you feel confident in producing?"
Yeah.
Or we can be like, "Maybe next time."
Yeah.
Like it's
just don't feel like I'm a good fit for this one.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe. But again,
that's fine.
Just in advance, though, please.
Yes.
In advance.
And don't commit to it if you already know that you can't follow through.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's another thing is people like to do like, oh, yeah, I can totally do that. Like, fake it till you make it bullshit.
Or FOMO,
whatever it is. And then the time comes and you're like way overcommitted, which tends to be what I do, but I follow through with it anyway. Yeah, just know yourself and know what you're capable of doing. And then commit to it and then be honest, be like, not this time. I know it looks beautiful and shiny and pretty and really fun and you don't want to miss out on it. But know yourself too. Don't overcommit so that you can actually put the time and effort into whatever it is that you're doing for them as well. Okay. We good on what happens during style shoots?
Yeah.
I mean, during style shoots, just be fucking respectful. That's it.
Have a good time.
Have a good time.
Great
it's creative.
attitude.
Yeah. It's a creative, fun environment.
Set up expectations in regards to the time.
Oh.
That you can give on said day. Mm-hmm. Don't fucking tell me all of a sudden that you need to leave by X amount of time when that's the time that the shoot starts.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened too. Same person too.
Make it make sense.
Same person.
I think they were just trying to pull out any excuse out of the hat to get out of it.
Yeah. Without actually just saying what the problem was. Yeah. So when the timeline goes out, which it usually does.
Which, by the way, there is a timeline, y'all. There is an actual timeline.
Yeah. It's an event. It's a full fucking day. It's usually a full day. So just.
With lunch, I should mind you.
Yeah.
I feed
most
you.
of the time. Most of the time. Not everyone does that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
I will feed you.
On styled shoot day, just be respectful of people's time. Be respectful of the products, of what the expectations are. Follow through. You know. It's usually going to be an all day event. Be prepared for that. Don't be a bitch. Yeah, just be nice, okay?
Depending on where we are, maybe we can all get drunk afterwards.
You know what? Maybe. Yeah, it's usually a very like fun, creative process. You know, let it be. Now, what to do with it afterwards? Okay. I'm going to put this out there for my new friends, my new photographer friends, because this is what I see happening all the time. And I get it. I get why you did it. I do it. No, don't do it now, but I did do it when I first started. People tell people to fake it till you make it. Well, in this industry, if you fake it till you make it and you fake it and you don't know what you're doing, it relays in the events. Okay. So again, this is fake. This is not a real wedding. This is not the same effort and energy and structure as a real wedding. So if you've never done a wedding before, don't say you have and use a styled shoot.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm saying this gently to you, friends.
I'm very proud of you, actually.
Thank you. Because this irritates the fuck out of me. I did it, though. I did it, and I get why you do it, because you want the pretty photos of bride and groom, bride and bride, groom, groom, whatever you're into. You know, we want it on our internets, our social spaces.
You need portfolio. We get it.
I know.
When you're first starting.
Do free work. Don't use styled shoots as ways of saying that you are a wedding photographer. Because I can tell when it's a styled shoot. Okay? I.e., your second photographers. Don't come to me saying you shot weddings when I look on your page and it's all styled shoots. Okay?
Or if you're going to put it on your Instagram, then actually then put it in the caption that like you enjoyed shooting this shoot.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Don't pretend it's a real wedding.
For the love of God.
There's no real weddings that there's one table in the middle of a field somewhere with 6 chairs, okay? We're not doing it.
With a full stack on the table.
Yeah.
Dinner plate, salad.
Yes.
Full glassware stack.
I can tell. We can tell.
Y'all out here wildin'.
Yes. Stop doing that, okay?
Chill out. Also, low key, morally, it is also wrong.
Yes.
Because then the couples then that are booking you, and if you are not disclaiming like on a consultation call or any of that type of stuff that you are novice, that you're just starting out, that the portfolio that you have been posting either on your Instagram or your website or all the platforms above, it's like theft.
It's wrong. It is wrong.
So
it's a bait
wrong.
and switch.
Yeah, don't do that.
It truly is a bait and switch. Like, you are baiting these couples into thinking that you have shot actual weddings, because they might not know. And people will tell you, oh, they won't know. Just put it up there. Tell them you did a real wedding. Like, whatever.
Oh,
they're not going to know. They won't know. And that's the problem, is that you're now telling them that you've shot weddings before. You've had X amount of experience. Look at these pretty photos. And they're looking at it and being like, great. Yeah. And then you actually have never even been to a wedding before.
Stop it.
Don't do that. That's wrong. And that's not okay. Okay.
And also, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you do that, because again, like we mentioned earlier, the industry, though large, is small.
But also, I'm trying to protect you and your business, because you're going to go into this with expectations that you have no idea what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And you're going to be way over your head, and you're not going to be able to provide a service that you have committed to, and you're going to get in trouble later on.
Yeah.
By your couples, and those couples are going to talk, and then it's just a big spiral from there. Okay. So again, please don't use styled shoots
That was so
as real weddings.
okay.
Okay.
Like you're teaching somebody.
I also feel very condescending, but truly, I'm just looking out for y'all because I keep seeing it and it's really, really sad. And it's not okay. Okay? Don't do it. Also, other people, like whoever else is in this wedding, it's not a real wedding. Don't show it as one.
What?
Like other people, like the florists and the planners and all that stuff. You're not planning a real wedding.
I was like, what?
Yeah, the planners, all that, not a real wedding. Okay?
No. I know from like us as a planner's perspective, like sometimes we a good majority of us planners will use a styled shoot so that we can get like content of us like putting a plate down, even though I'm sorry, what planner out here, none of us are putting plates on tables. Okay? If you listen to our past episode, our catering teams do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I get it. Like, how do you have content for like services like that you are able to give? So I totally 1000% get it. You're just not going to stand with a clipboard or an iPad and be like, geez. So I get it. But again, you have to disclaim that it is a shoot, and maybe the caption, if you're posting on Instagram, the caption doesn't necessarily have to match the photo. You can just use it as like an introductory photo, of there used to be a hashtag.
Friday introductions.
Yeah. Friday introductions. RIP.
Yep.
Use it for that if you still want to, bring that early 2020s tag around. Anyway, just be mindful of it. I know for us planners, this whole portion, or the whole reason why the style shoot does come to fruition from a planner's perspective, is that we want to showcase exactly from a design view of what we can do for you, especially because on wedding days, we are subjected to what our couples want to an extent. Obviously, a lot of our couples then hoping that when they do come to us, they trust us in the vision that we will bring to them. But at the end of the day, it is still their wedding day. We are not pushing out all of there's many of an idea that I have presented to several of my clients, and they're like, yeah, no, we don't want to do that for whatever reason, preference, budget, whatever. And so then I take that idea, shovel it in the back of my brain, file it away in that imaginary cabinet, and then I hopefully maybe will able to produce it like during a styled shoot. That's fine, but please, you have to disclaim though, from a planner's perspective, that it was a shoot. Because again, if someone then wants to do it on wedding day, the logistics of potentially making it happen on a styled shoot day in comparison to making it happen on a wedding day, two very different things. You might have all day long to allow your specialty rentals team to come in and set up this beautiful seating chart display or escort card display, when in reality on wedding day, that team only has maybe like 2 hours or less to be able to set it up or whatever the case may be. So you just have to be very, very mindful, and humility goes a long way. You have to be honest and you have to be humble in it when you are describing things to clients as to like how the shoot came to be, how the idea and the concept came to be, and talk about then pricing transparency. You have to talk about how much that actually you as the planner, designer, the host of the style shoot may not have had to pay for full price, or what your potential clients are going to have to pay for this specialty rental for this project. So you have to ask whoever you got it from, or whoever custom built it for you, okay, in reality, how much would you charge my clients, so that when they reach out and ask me, I loved this concept, I want to incorporate this on my wedding day, you have the education then to go ahead and bring it to them.
I have also noticed that from my couples' perspectives, that's happening to me a lot, is people want what they see.
Yeah.
So if they see it online and it's usually something that, they haven't seen before, that's, on Pinterest, whatever, we know people want whatever's on Pinterest. They don't want things that they can't imagine themselves or have not seen before. Like, that's just the nature of people trying to create events in this industry. They want what they see. So if you are posting this quote unquote real wedding where there's a couple in a rowboat in the middle of the lake doing shoots and whatnot, and this like fancy, you know, decked out rowboat, and we have time for this, and they think that that's a real wedding, and maybe it was, maybe most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
But if they think that's a real wedding and a real possibility because you're telling them that it is, then they're going to expect to be able to do that.
Yes.
And when you have to break it to them that logistically it's impossible, this was actually fake, then they're going to get upset because you made it look like it was a possibility for them.
Oh.
Or whoever it was that created this, that's now making it look like it's a possibility for people.
Yeah.
So you have to be mindful of what you're putting out there. Yes, it's a great idea. Yes, it's creative. But again, being transparent in the fact that this logistically was not a real wedding.
Right.
So it can't happen at a real wedding, or it costs X amount, or you have to, you know, allot this much time, etc.
You just have to be patient and to educate them, and you can't get mad.
Yes. Yeah. And
about it.
You know, when people also realize that they can't afford it, don't get mad at them because it's out of their budget or whatever. They can't do it in real life. But that happens more and more frequently, especially with TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone wants to do everything that they see on TikTok. So just be mindful of that when you're creating these ideas and how you're representing them.
My like favorite picture that I always, when the neon sign thing, which I know is kind of filtering out. I still got a couple of neon signs here and there for one of some of our wedding signs. The neon signs that are hanging above the couple's head, and they're in the middle of the fucking field. You guys, put two and two together. Where is the power coming from? How it's not levitating above these people's heads. So now you're photoshopping a neon sign in the middle of the fucking field.
Well, we can get all into AI and all that bullshit too.
It's my favorite thing that I literally have to educate myself, at least not myself. I have to educate my couples once a year, at least once a year. I'm like, hey guys, it doesn't just
hang there.
It's not above your heads. We have to make sure that there is some sort of electrical power that is close by in order for you to get this look.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more logistics behind it. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. That was very specific. It drives me nuts every year. Every fucking year is the neon sign picture.
There was one more thing I wanted to discuss about after.
Oh, shit.
And I don't remember. Making sure you're tagging whoever was involved and crediting the correct people whenever you use the photo.
The host of the style shoot, that is their responsibility to make sure that they are getting all of the tags, the correct tags, and crediting appropriately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, photographers, you should be providing model releases.
Ew.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Look at that.
You should have them sign a model release, especially if you do plan on putting this in print or advertising or publishing of any kind. Just setting that expectation. Having people sign contracts is also great. That also can help in the following through portion of the things, no matter how much of friends we are. Unless you trust them completely.
Sorry, when things start getting put down on black and white, people just look at it a little bit differently.
Yeah, so having people sign contracts for styled shoots is not a bad idea. Specifically, model releases is not a bad idea as well. Just to save yourselves in the end, just in case. You never know. You never know nowadays. People are very sue happy.
I saw TikTok come across my For You page that some lady, she was just ranting about nail salons and how she's like, I don't understand how you people are in here arguing with these women about the different nail designs. And she's like, sue their asses. Take them to court. Small claims court. I be suing everybody out here left and right. Homegirl was serious.
All right. Well,
she's like, I don't know why y'all are arguing with these ladies about your money. I'll see you in court, babe. I was like, what the hell?
Maybe just don't get your nail done by them.
I thought
You
it
have
was
too much time on your hands. Too much time, too much money for that shit. No, ma'am.
I wonder if she's being serious.
She has to be.
I think she was. I think she actually was. I think she was very like.
Wouldn't surprise me. Too much money, too much time. That's what that is. You know. I think that's a pretty good beating of a dead horse there. Fucking follow through. That's all we ask.
Yeah, for real. I think that was the biggest one out of all.
That's really the reason why we created this. Is just
Too long, didn't read.
Yeah. TLDR. Follow through. Commit and follow through. Okay. Set expectations as well, and be polite. Be respectful. Tag your people. Don't claim this as a
dickhead.
Don't claim this as a real wedding because it's not. It's fake. If I
For
say that
real.
one more time, I swear to God, you could. It's a drinking game. You know, I should have just claimed this at the beginning. The amount of times I say fake
Take a
in
shot.
this, take a shot. You will be a drunk. Very drunk.
Unless you're listening to us when you're driving, don't do that.
Don't do that. Anywho, where can they find us, Katie?
So you can find us on interwebs, behindtheowlpodcast.com. That on the site, there is the What the Fuck Wednesday form. Y'all, the season has definitely, it's come and gone in regards to the spring, summer season. For y'all who haven't July and August weddings, God bless you. So sorry. However, go ahead and submit What the Fuck Wednesdays, all your stories, whether it's from this season, maybe a past nightmare popped up into your brain. We want to hear all the tea and we want to spill it on the internet again.
Or if you just have a question for us that you want to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
You want us to discuss something.
You got a topic of some kind. You're like, Katie, Sarah,
how'd you deal with this?
Yeah, for real. Or like hit on this. I've been having this kind of common issue, something along those lines too. So we want to give you content and topics that y'all obviously want to hear from, but not everything can come from our brains together. Yeah. So behindtheoutpodcast.com, on the Instagram, same situation, Behind the Owl Podcast. You can find me personally on the Instagram, TILLYANDTEAL, Tillian Teal. Sarah, what about you?
You can find me on Instagram at Serendipity Photography. It's SARANDIPITY. SARA like my name. Serendipity Photography. All right, guys. We love you.
See you next
on
time.
the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.